Hi everyone, it's my great pleasure today to be here with Anthony Mallows. He's a former president and CEO of WATG, who actually resigned a month ago, but we'll ask him about that a little bit later. This conversation today is linked to our event happening in only 7 days on December 15th, Hospitality Tomorrow 3. Please, to see all the details, just see the website www.hospitalitytomorrow.com. And what I want to say is that every Hospitality Tomorrow is specific, and this one in December is talking about leadership, trust, and innovation. 3 things that are so crucial to be included in every business and every aspect of your life, especially now during these challenging times. And now, what I would like to ask you, Anthony, and please welcome, I'm so glad to be here with you, is, one of the topics that we will talk about at HT3 is the power of storytelling. And maybe not to everyone, the power of storytelling is something that comes to mind when we talk about architecture. It usually comes to you think storytelling, advertisement, marketing, but actually, storytelling is so much involved in architecture and design. Now, my question is, so how you incorporated storytelling in the past years, how the design changed? What can you now bring in architecture and design regarding this storytelling?
Marina, that's a great question. And I thank you and Bench Events for the opportunity to discuss these ideas that for me are fundamental to the success of not only the design profession, but also to the hospitality industry. Storytelling has always been the foundation of understanding. When we were children, a good story read to us by our grandmother or our parents put in our head a very clear idea of a situation. Storytelling continues today to be far more important than setting the objectives for a project or what are the design initiatives that need to be implemented. Because by giving a story to the mission, to the design, the setting, you are building a common understanding of where you want the project to go for all the different inputs. So they bring their own discipline, their own expertise, their own creativity. But if the story is crafted and evolves, then everybody is working in unison and bringing their special sauce, their magic dust to the bigger vision. So storytelling has to be not only functionally accurate and correct, but it has to be inspirational, and it has to bring a little bit of ambition and magic so that everybody is made better by believing and being drawn to make the story real. It should also challenge people to get beyond the world they're in. It's also very good because in the design of large projects or complex buildings, or even small spaces, there are decision points in the design process where you have to make a decision. Are we going to go left or are we going to go right? And then you use the story that you are evolving to guide you in which way, because half could be right, the other half could be right, but which decision reinforces the story, which makes the story stronger. So I think storytelling is also very important. The other thing I've learned about storytelling, which is a little bit around business development and marketing, but it's far more important than that. It's a good story told succinctly, like the executive summary or a good story gets everybody's attention. And once you have their attention, then you get them involved, rather than they being passive observers making their own decision about whether they get involved with the project, particularly an investor. If the story is not tailored to a discipline or a group or whatever. The story is about the project, about the setting and what comes into it. So I love storytelling because working across cultures, the story works in many different formats and many different cultures.
Anthony, and if you would need to choose one project that you say, you know, this storytelling was so much involved and it really made this project work, which one would it be?
That's a very good question. And I think what comes to mind is a project done for Sol Kerzner in South Africa by WATG, which was Lost City in Mpumalanga, because there was no actual historical fact behind Lost City. But what WATG did, particularly Pete Wimberley and Jerry Allison and the team in the early days, working with Sol Kerzner, a lost city and a kingdom. And then that magic and that non-specific design style, how are we going to invent this fabulous mythical city in Southern Africa? And they turned it into the most amazing destination in Southern Africa through writing a story, creating a myth. And that story also guided everybody, not only the designers, not only the landscape architects, but also the operating team, the team that had to come in and manage this whole facility. It's huge, because they were guided by a story that folded in their relationship to the big picture. So that's one project, Lost City in Mpumalanga in Southern Africa.
Even when you say Lost City, it sounds so mysterious, so interesting.
Yeah. And as a guest, I'm going to go find the Lost City. I want to go
exactly.
there. Brilliant. So I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And that was a very good fusion between the exceptional design of WATG, but also a visionary client, Sol Kerzner. So anyway, so that's one project. Another project, very, very different, was Masdar City in Abu Dhabi, where I was the executive director responsible for it. That vision, there was a story there about how to transform the UAE economy, creating jobs for the future for Emiratis and others that weren't based on hydrocarbons and the oil and gas industry or in government. And so it was about innovation. It was about building leaders in their disciplines and fusing capital investment with new technologies that created new industries. So that's enough, but there was a story very, very well crafted about what we were doing. And why? Because everybody was curious. Why should a country that has 7% of the world's hydrocarbon energy be concerned with sustainable, carbon neutral, low energy development? And that story allowed me to explain to people like Boris Johnson or Angela Merkel, or when they came, I couldn't get that message across without a good story. That was well crafted, and then you could follow into the details. So those are two examples. One is Lost City in South Africa, and the other is Masdar City in the Abu Dhabi. But the interesting thing there, Marina, is those are experiments at large scale. So there's lots of moving parts that you then need to be able to weave together into a holistic idea. Storytelling is the best way to do it.
Well, you know what? Both projects sound so interesting that I hope that everyone who is listening to the video can travel there. The planes will be back on the sky. Anthony, I have this personal question. You just resigned a month ago. So was this a COVID decision, or was this a pre-COVID decision?
No. It's definitely a decision as a result of COVID. And what COVID has done, it's been disastrous and it's been terrible for the negative effects of COVID. but if you scratch carefully, you can find some diamonds in the rough coming out of COVID. And what that was for me was time. How should I spend my time? And instead of focusing in on operations and making a firm survive the COVID impact, because WATG was impacted quite severely because we had a lot of work in hospitality. Well, I did all that, managed all that, but then I also realized, sitting in my apartment in Southern California, working remotely, is this how I want to spend my time? And I realized, no, it wasn't. I love work. I don't own a boat. I don't play golf. I don't collect stamps. So I like work, but I wanted to work on projects more selectively in a more focused way rather than dealing with operations. So I decided, while I was sitting there in those quieter moments between Zoom, team, lots of virtual conferences and whatever, I decided, Mallows, your time is important. So I said, where do you want to focus your time? That's what COVID taught me. Where do you want to put your time? Not your energy. We all have energy. We all have intellect. We all have something we bring to the party, time. Because my dad used to say, time is much more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. It's very important. It's only 60 seconds in a minute. So I said, how do I want to spend my time? So I wrote down, I went through a whole process, and I came up with 3 objectives on how I want to spend my time. First was with my family, and they are very spread out. They're in North America, they're in the UK, they're in France, and they're in South Africa. Family. 2, I want to keep working. Don't have a boat, don't play golf. I want to keep working. Okay? And 3, I want to write. When you get to my age and you've had the experiences I've had, I think you owe it to your family, to yourself, and to your profession to consolidate your thoughts into writing. And I, luckily enough, inherited 2 manuscripts unpublished from my father that I'm going to complete. So family, work, targeted, and writing. That's how I want to spend my time.
Anthony, I think you have amazing goals. I really hope that you will let me know when the book will be published, so I can be one of the first ones to order it. I'm sure it's going to be full of all these memories that you have with all the projects that you just named 2, but you worked on I don't know how many projects, and I'm really looking forward to that.
I'd be happy to sign a copy for you.
Oh, yes, please. Well, Anthony, it was really a pleasure. Thank you for the chat today. You're now in, where are you now located?
I'm on my partner's farm, 2 hours north of Cape Town. So very often when I have Zoom calls and what have you, the audience hears roosters in the background, dogs barking and whatever. But I'm on a citrus farm and I'll be there for a while. And then as I exit WATG, I'm going to be based in my house in France, in the Ardèche, and on Margaret's farm in Southern Africa. We go back and forth. And what's great about that, we have a Northern Hemisphere and a Southern Hemisphere. So we could have summer all year long.
I just wanted to say, you'll just switch as the summer goes.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope that this book is going to be going really good, that you will be enjoying the farm and the work. I thank you so much, and I'm really looking forward, because I know you will be here with us, even maybe not through WATG, but on the events and in the industry. And thank you so much for all the work and for this meeting today.
Marina, my thanks go to you, because I have always enjoyed you and Jonathan's interaction at bench events. And what you are doing now is you are the new community. You bring together in a very exciting way. So my sincere thanks to you, Marina.
And we thank you so much, Anthony. And we still have a couple of things to show in 2021. So we're very much looking forward to it.
I do too. Thank you.
Well, Anthony, I wish you a great day. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you too, Marina. Ciao.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.